Pardon me. What's the motherfucking deal? I don't know why. I've been burpy, right? I ain't really ate nothing like that. Burping like that. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. And normally I don't wear sports merch, right? But, we play the team of a known den folk this week, and I'm doing it to rub it in. So we got joining us this evening, and then we're going to get into it. Thank you for joining us in the den. If you don't know what the den is, I don't know either, so I don't know why you're here. But I'm glad that you are. I'm your host, Ed Huncho, and it is my honor, my privilege, and more than anything, it is truly my pleasure to get to chop it up with you each and every evening. And what are we doing? I ain't trying to be doing that. I'm tweaking with this shit. I forget I got the den set up differently than the sauce, and so I gotta do things a little differently here. All right. Shout out to J Bell. Shout out to lovely Miss Sarah Lou. And all the other looky lookies. One. That was a P. Diddy song, so we might not sing that anymore. But how are you doing this evening? So tonight we're going to talk about realist theories, right? And you probably, what the hell? What is a realist theory, right? If it's real, how is it a theory? Well, I use realist theories instead of a term like conspiracy. What is that, a fucking moth? And I got a debate. Should I kill the moth or should I let him make it? I don't know where he's going. But the lovely Miss K. Garcia joining us this evening. So again, good to see all you lovely folks. But we're talking about realist theories, right? Because over the years, some things have happened, and we were told that one thing was something, and it turned out it was not, right? And people were like, "How? Who'da thunk it? Who'da ever thought that this would have been?" And then there were the people who you shamed, who tried to tell you that these things were happening, that these things were going on, that these things were... Shout out to the lovely Miss K. Grace. Terrible. Yeah, I was nobody showed up for 2. It was me and Josh, and then Josh jumped out on me because it got weird. I think Dita Gavin was there. Broderick was there in spirit because, he just be on the headset muted, doing absolutely nothing. But yeah, so getting to real estate. So like all of these things that people said that was going to happen, and people swore, but that's not happening. And the crazy thing is that people denies that it's happening, and it's you have proof of it. This only, but it's so just anyway. So I'm gonna start going on a tangent here. I'm gonna go on a Royal Rumble road rage. But it was a point you were providing evidence to people. You were showing people that these things were going on, but they would blatantly deny it because it was those people who were participating in the behavior who were denying that it was going on, right? So we're going to talk about some of those things tonight, right? Can't talk about all of them like I want to. We can definitely talk about them in the Discord afterwards. But we're going to talk about some of those things tonight and how they've impacted our lives, and how we need to pay more attention to people who speak on these things going further, right? At the very least, entertain the thought. Because there was a lot of things that we said, would never happen. They would never do this. Not in America. Not in a million years. Not in my lifetime. And it happened, right? And it's going to happen even more, even faster. See, what happens is that in America, we work, right? And when you work, you're distracted. You got to pay your bills if you got a family, we have a lot of, and that's going to be a topic in the near future. We'll probably do it tomorrow. We'll talk about man-made, yes. Right? AJ said a bunch of stuff, and they said he was lying. It turned the frogs gay. But he was right? He used hyperbole to prove a point, but he was right. The estrogen in the water from the birth control, all of these things that are going on, right? We wonder why so many young men are more effeminate than ever, and we're calling it natural. It's just, no, Because look at where this stuff is happening, right? Look at where these things are happening. Big B Anderson, what's the motherfucking deal? Right. And that's the thing. I was going to go into this, but I got to be careful with my conversation. I got to know my audience, right? Because I think a sports audience is more, I don't know. I don't want to say it. I think the majority may tend to be more liberal. I don't know. Maybe it depends on the sport, right? NASCAR, probably not, right? Run real fast, turn left, right? But y'all be capping. But NASCAR is low key, very exciting, right? American muscle, if you will. NASCAR, in like the last 15 to 20 laps, right, of NASCAR, is some of the most exciting road rage shit you'll ever see in your life, right? It's beautiful. Trail, what's the motherfucking deal? Did you eat your Wheaties, sir? Let me see. But NASCAR is actually very, like, if you see whatever, I'm not finna watch 500 laps of shit, right? Like, I don't drink beer like that. And I don't have the patience, right? But you give me the last 15 to 20 laps, I'm all in, because it's like, damn, that shit it's exciting. It gets really, really good, right? But I don't know. Football, maybe 50-50. I think as football's gotten softer, it's gotten more liberal, right? That's what I think. Like, I don't think hippies back in the day were fucking with football, but now you got like weird, kind of sissified people claiming to be sports experts, right? Like motherfuckers who ain't never got a snap on the field. And you're like, what does this have to do with Realist Theories? I'm just making a point. Just listen to me, right? I open up the envelope and I pull out the letter. And there's several letters within the letters. And I close them back up. I put them in the envelope and I mail it. I just got to understand what I'm doing here, right? And so, because I was going to make mention of this in the Sauce, when we were talking to Sauce Sports. I was going to say, that I was going to make a point because, there's a lot of imitators, a lot of duplicators out there. If you know, you know. If you're not familiar with the Houston YouTube scene, you might not. But I noticed like the large majority of those guys are very liberal, right? Super liberal. And I find it very weird, right? Anyway, because I guess, anyway, that's a whole different conversation. We're going to say more of that for the Discord because it's, I don't know. It's just certain politics, certain weird, stupid shit. And it's like, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm not beefing with liberals. I think they have good intentions, but when you're not even willing to entertain a conversation, when you're ignorant to listening to the other side, and this is with the theorists and the conspiracy theorists and the realist theories or whatever you want to call it. If you're not willing to entertain somebody else's perspective, right, then you're being willfully ignorant, in my opinion, right? You can listen to somebody and then determine, the shit they talking don't make no fucking sense, right? Like half the shit I talk about in here. Or you can say, maybe they have a point. But a lot of times what it is people don't want to hear it because they know it's true, right? It feels good to feel like you're being this moral arbiter of justice and shit. Like, but in reality, you're making things worse for everybody around. But you don't want to acknowledge it. It's a theory, right? A theory. That's a lot of this progressive shit is just theories. And like these progressive actions have now ruined us, right? And so I asked in the Sauce earlier, because we were going to do one or two topics tonight. One was going to be America's Closed, and the other one's going to be Realist Theories. But they can actually go hand in hand, right? Because Trump said build the wall. People are like, no, don't build the wall. They're just coming here for a better life, And when it was just the Hispanic people, I get it. It's cool right there. Mexico right there. Let me go ahead and just hop the border, slide in. But it's not that anymore, right? It's not that. It's everybody. It's Asian men in groups because they're probably coming from China because ain't no hoes in China, right? Like, because remember they had a thing for a long time in China, like I think you could only have like one kid. And most of the time they would have the male child. They'd kill like the female babies. They'd have the male child because the male child could be a breadwinner. But then you had this influx of men who just weren't getting any height, weren't getting any action, right? And so A lot of them are probably coming over now. Hey, they heard America got a good wife. No, let me stop because I'm finna go crazy. What? Oh yeah, it's all an illusion. What's the motherfucking deal? Baker man, what's the motherfucking deal? Going to a NASCAR event is fine. I can imagine. What the hell is Trill talking about? Rather you Golden Grams to go to a NASCAR? You got bad taste in both, right? I mean, that's understandable. Just take a nap, Trill. You've had a long day. Yeah, and so I've dropped this phone more than I've dropped any other phone in my life. All the phones I've ever had in my life combined, I have not dropped as much as I've dropped this phone probably in a fucking month. But get into it. Listen to people. The people who said that these off-the-wall things were going to happen. These off-the-wall things were going to take place. But you had people sit up and swear, no way, man, that'll never happen, not in America. And we could talk about Trump, and we could talk about Q, and we could talk about all the crazy stuff associated with, right? But over the last few years, everything that I've seen, other than certain dates and times that were predicted, the general majority of this shit is come to fruition, right? We live in a country where they will put a trial on television, but then not release evidence from the trial, right? Not show you evidence that is pertinent to the trial. Evidence that in any other trial that is public record, you would have access to, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I mean. Y'all know
I heard y'all boys was trying to drop some D. Hit me up.
Oh, this nigga. Motherfucker. Oh, shit. That's fucking funny. Oh, man, right? But is it a conspiracy if it's true, right? Conspiracy is a thing, a plan, a plot. And according to the government, when two people come together just to say some shit so they can throw them in fucking prison for nothing, usually when they entrap them. But that's a whole nother conversation. That nigga Dwight tripping, man. This ain't the sauce, Dwight, damn it. But yeah, so my thing is this, man. It's like, at what point do you start paying attention, right? Because I was listening to something earlier, and the guy was talking about the chemtrails and reptilians, and I used to never believe in reptilians, right? I used to be, this is far-fetched, this is crazy shit. But where there's smoke, there's fire, right? I'm not saying that they do exist, but I'm also not saying that they don't exist, right? Child support is definitely a government conspiracy, right? It has nothing to do with the well-being of children or women or, men being a provider. It's just a way for the government to get a little bit more money out your pocket. Like, y'all don't realize, I'm going to go into a whole different conversation. But the government, and what I'm going to say is probably going to ruin my social credit score, right? Now, there's not going to be there's already a social credit score. Like, we already have the social credit score, right? It's called YouTube demonetization. That's where it starts. It's called Instagram. I said something, I forgot what I said. It wasn't even directed towards anybody. It was just some random words. And I forgot what it was. And that's why I don't like Instagram. I don't like posting on like these weird, super liberal social medias, right? Because they try to censor everything. Like, if you don't see the censor, I posted something like, ain't that a bitch or some shit, like something from a crazy video. And comments like these generally get marked as assault. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't like these pussy people, right? And a lot of times, the majority of the time, they tend to be liberal, right? And again, I'm not judging anybody for your politics. You may have liberal politics. You might just vibe with the Dan or whatever it may be, right? It's fine. Everybody can do what they want to do. But it's the ultra progressive. It's the little feminine dudes, right? And I'm not talking about gays. I'm not talking about, they're feminine, quote unquote, straight males. The ones who are Me Too allies that turn to be the Me Too predators, right? Those dudes, right? They go create AI and let the AI take over the world, and then it puts the regular man out of jobs, and now we have to deal with their bullshit. Or, they've created the sorcery matrix, right? I told you the internet, as much as I love it, the internet is more evil than good, right? It's designed that way. So now these guys have control over a medium that censors language. So remember the whole thing in the election, right? That's the whole reason Elon bought Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Like, I don't think he really cared about owning any of it. I think what he did was, damn you, Josh. I hope you do go fishing. I hope you go fishing during the Texans game, and every fish you catch gets away. Just waste all your bait. I hope they rob you. Just pluck you for your bait and skate. Soy boys, exactly. And that's a real thing, right? Like, I don't know if men really know this or not, but the overconsumption of soy, and if you look at everything that you eat, like, I don't know if y'all check the labels, right? And if you really do, it's scary. And I tell people about this all the time. I tell people with children about this all the time. Because of the dyes and things, and these dyes, if you go and look up the studies, have been proven, like, the information is out there, right? The information is out there that says everything we do is shitty. Everything we do is crap, right? But my thing is, we don't control anything. We don't have it. Like, we have to, honestly, the only way it's going to work, we said it a bunch of times in here, is when the lights go out, right? Only thing I'm going to miss, and I said it the other day when we were in the Discord, I hope the lights go out in sections, right? Like, and not all at once. Let the lights go out gradually. I want the lights to go out on New York first, and I want to be able to watch it on television, right? But then, down here we're going to start getting prepared. But, because I would love to see the chaos and turmoil. Like, you seen these motherfuckers rioting because some nigga 50 states away got fucking shot because he was trying to shoot a cop. Black power, whatever, right? But again, you see the people who are at the forefront of a lot of this shit are the soy boys, are the weak motherfuckers who are not going to get on the front line. They're not going to get out. Like, it's just not going to go down. They're not going to take any risks. They're going to encourage everybody else. They're going to incite everybody else to do the shit. And they're going to sound real tough from their, virtual towers, but they're not going to get active. Same thing with the politicians. Same thing with the, all of this stuff. Yeah. Right? And so all of this shit, but the thing I say, when the lights go out, it's going to be very entertaining. Maybe. It might get real crazy. But the men nowadays can't be men because we're outnumbered. Right? We're outnumbered by the soy boys and the women. There's very few women who see the male perspective and truly understand it, right? And I think that takes them having a male in their life that they truly care about. And I think it's hard for women to truly give a shit about a man other than their own son, right? And y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. Because a woman's child is going to have precedent over her husband, even though he may be the one that helped her make the child. Very few relationships, I think, that the woman values her husband over her children, right? Their children. And that's another thing. That's another thing. Let me see. These are my kids. Like, you didn't make it by yourself, right? That thing is barren until it gets seeded, right? The seed is what sprouts the plant, right? The egg, if not fertilized, goes into the frying pan, right? It's not a baby chicken. It does not continue to create life. It does not get the power. It does not get the, I had the word in my head like as I started my little rant, but I fucking forgot it. But yeah, right? So the Obama movie on Netflix, I seen a bunch of people going crazy about it, right? Like talking about, because he said something about white people, so everybody's getting upset. Yeah. Right. Man, shout out. You already know. Shout out to Pimp C, man. Ain't nothing but a lick. Dog, ain't that a bit? No, it's. That's funny that you mentioned that song because I was talking about Ain't That a Bitch on the comment. That shit got notified, sent me a message on Instagram. Now ask yourself, and that's the hard thing. Like when you try to find that song, a lot of times you can find the verses with the profanity, but finding the hook on that song, sometimes it's hard to fucking find that bitch. But like I said, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. So over the last few years, there's been a lot of things that were quote unquote theories that came to fruition. Right? We talked about jabs. We've talked about lockdowns. We've talked about behaviors in society. We've talked about laws that are implemented. We talked about presidents getting elected, their past and prior behaviors. We talked about them ushering in communism, them ushering in socialism. And if people don't realize it's here, right? It's here. It's here. Next year, next year, they will be keeping a healthy track on everything you do. They told you Bitcoin was bad. They told you don't buy Ethereum. Don't fuck with the XRP. They said don't fuck with none of it. It's bad. It's a scam. Hillary came. Don't get it. It's a scam. That crypto's a scam. Hey, but we got some digital currency for you. Why don't you buy our digital currency so we can keep track of every fucking thing you do? You brought a man in, and here's the sickest part, right? Because people voted this guy in and then validated the bullshit, right? He's going to stop big businesses from doing what they've been doing to the little guy. All right, anybody, every time you get a $600 check, anything you can make more than $600, I need to investigate. It needs to be reported to the IRS. Who's hitting the $600 licks? Big business? Or is that the common man, right? Who's impacted by that? But that's y'all's president, right? But that's y'all's president. And then, you know, we talked about, hey, all the stuff he said he's going to do. Your boy told y'all, right? Trump said a bunch of shit. And this is why I fuck with Trump more so after or in the later part. Like, because he said he was funny as shit. But he said a bunch of shit and it all came true. First, he called him Sleepy Joe. And that's the funniest shit in the world because it's true. Right? Pardon me. And then the next thing, it's super funny, is, you know, like I said, the gas price is ridiculous. Somebody said, oh, the gas is on average at $2.76 and it's down for the 12th week in a row. That's a good win for, like, what the fuck? So when the other guy had it like $1 something, that was terrible. He has nothing to do with the gas price. That has nothing to do with the presidency, right? But now all of a sudden, the guy who inflated the shit, who made it fucking, bro, anyway, said the guy's going to bring you into a war. He basically got you in a proxy war right now, right? All of these things have come to fruition, but people said they were just theory. But the people are dancing in mailboxes for Joe. Where's those people now? Do you think they'll come back in their mailboxes again? See, people are so disillusioned. People are so brainwashed these days. They don't have real opinions. They have real feelings, right? Damn you, Delta. So my thing is, yeah, actually, you're right. You ain't lying. So my thing is, I don't understand why people continue to refuse to acknowledge what's happening, refuse to acknowledge what's going on, right? And the mainstream media, legacy media is actually a better name for it, not mainstream, because it's dying out. It's not mainstream anymore. The only people are older people or not internet savvy people as much that are really turned on. You might get your local news on TV, but for the most part, you're getting the majority of your news online, on the phone, from some app or something like that, right? But that's I'm hot in this motherfucker. I need to cut some damn air off. This bitch sweating. Been had a crazy day. Fucking, I don't know what's been wrong with me. But the Yeah, like I said, it's just it's crazy again. But all of them are in cahoots, right? They all know. How do you get all these people go to Epstein's Island? Don't know what's going on. All these powerful people, right? All of these. Um, it's all of these people. It's all of the nonsense that they keep feeding people, right? Because in reality, nobody's going to do anything. I'm gonna tell you why they make it where felons and people like that lose rights. And then after I talk about that, we're gonna open up the line and we're gonna take some calls. But the reason why they want felons and they want people who commit crimes to lose their rights is not really because they're dangerous, right? But it gives them a chance to continue to restrict those type of people because those are the type of people that aren't going to follow the rules, right? They can't keep them in line without some type of punitive punishment, right? So a person like that will be the person who's going to be more likely to rebel, right? To utilize their two-way rights when it goes down. So they find ways to, shut that off, minimize that, right? Oh no, I yawned, so I took the I cut the mic off so I could yawn so it wouldn't sound so terrible. Yawn all in the mic like a damn grizzly bear and shit. So again, they punish the people who stand up, the individuals, right? And now they've made it to where the masses want to punish the individuals, right? The masses want to punish the people who have a real opinion, right? Think about Ty Baker, what's the motherfucking deal? Think about when Ye came out and spoke his opinion. Think about when Kyrie tweeted a tweet, right? He tweeted a tweet, and people went nuts, right? Oh, now we're over there doing the other thing. Some of those same people. All right, Mr. Illusion, you have a good evening. Now we're over there with some of those same people who were upset with Kyrie and Kanye, and they were being best buds with them. I don't have a dog in that fight, honestly. I don't give two shits, right? And everybody, if you're not supporting Israel, you're not an American. Israel ain't fucking America. The fuck that got to do with America? Like, other than the fact they own our motherfucking ass, own our politicians. What the fuck that got to do with us? Like, what that ain't got shit to do with me. I don't care. One iota. Like, one bit. I don't care. Right? Like, the thing I do care about is that it's unfortunate that people who are caught up in powerful people's bullshit who are dying. Right? That is displeasing. But as far as the goals and intentions and, desires of whichever said groups, man, I don't give a fuck. Like, what the fuck do I give a fuck for? Like, why do I care? Why should I care? Why should you care? Because you shouldn't. But what they do, is they do a good, successful job of making us get caught up in things that really have no merit, no meaning, no purpose to our lives to keep us, again, distracted from being able to tap in to our true abilities. Because you got to think about it. Most of the problems and shit that you care about, and this is what I meant. I went on a rampage earlier and I didn't come back. I didn't close the envelope. But like I said, I was going to do earlier is I'm going to do a show. We're going to do a show on man-made problems because think about it. The majority of your problems are man-made. You don't have real problems. What's the realest natural problem that you have? And I guarantee that we'll be able to, we'll trace it to some form of man-made reason. All right, I forgot the phone drop. Right? Some sort of man-made excuse or purpose behind it that made you again, so it's most of the problem, think about it, you got bills, that's man-made problems. You got car problems, those are man-made problems. Now, if you're growing a garden in your garden, I don't think that's man-made. That's a green thumb issue, right? It's just it's the majority of problems that you have. If you look at the source of the problem, it's something because you've bought into man's system of things, right? This system and however it works, and I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's a system designed against you or to manipulate you or whatever. If you're aware, if you have an understanding of what its intent is, then you also have the duty to find a solution. I gotta get some air. Hold on. It's hot than a bitch. Well, that's part of the reason why. Look, I just gonna have to hear this bitch today. It is hot. Oh, I know why. Shit tripping. Hold on. All right. Okay. All right. So now I think we got that figured. That should sound a little bit better. Um, Time traveling Texan. What's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, let me in here trying to be all this other shit. Right. Right. You know, and that's my deal. Taxes, they're theft. Think about taxes are a scam, right? A government scam. What isn't a government scam? Like I say, everything is man-made problems and government scams. Like government is actually the problem. Big government is the problem. Government has found a way into every aspect of your life. And that's why everything is politicized now, right? That's why everything is politics. You got to do this. You got to be woke, and you need a this, that, and the third. Why is it they're represented? Like, because motherfuckers, some motherfuckers don't need to be represented. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, some motherfuckers should not get a seat at the table. Some motherfuckers should not get to talk. Right? Some motherfuckers should not be allowed to have an opinion. So, you know, there's that. But of course, this is America, the land of the taxed. And and so, you know, we're here, right? We bought in. There is a way to get free. But freedom comes at a cost, right? Freedom is a sacrifice. Because freedom, independence means more work. That's what a lot of people don't get. Most people think the women's version of freedom, like woman's freedom means I get to go run free in a field of flowers in my sundress and just twirl around with a crown of dandelions on my head or sunflowers or whatever the fuck y'all be wearing in the movies and shit. And, you know, I'm just going to twirl in happiness and laugh and all of that shit, right? That type of shit. But in reality, freedom means, well, you better go and get it. Freedom means you have to work for every aspect of everything, right? You have to build the system to make it operate. You have to build the network. You have to build the foundation. Like, you have to work. Freedom is not free. And that used to be the stupidest shit I ever thought I heard. But it's stupid in the way that they say it. Like, the fact, you know, human nature, it is, wars, all of this shit, kind of cool, whatever. But freedom isn't free in the sense of that you have to work to truly be free, to truly be independent, which really none of us are living in America. You know, we get our own things, but we're not, we all depend on one another in some form, way, or fashion, right? Because we bought into the man-made system and we have the man-made problems. The person who is free is a motherfucker who's living in the jungle in one of them damn dirt houses or up in a tree somewhere, doesn't pay bills, gets their own food, you know, and they live and they exist. They might not be watching TV and entertainment. I guarantee they don't have the mental problems. They don't have the stresses. They're not pondering over how to deal with the Western woman. Their relationships are probably much stronger than what we have here in America because we keep getting inundated with bullshit And we're easily manipulated with so much shit that we think we need and we don't, right? But we're very well programmed. We have been programmed since day one. All right. Absolutely. Let's see. They stole my savings, save money with Trump, paid taxes with Biden, and gave it all. Wow. That's what I'm saying. It was a That's my thing. Like, and this guy came in, but if you make 400,000, then you're not. You don't even know his own play because it ain't his fucking play anyway. I'm finna start getting mad. Let me I ain't wrong nothing up. Let me get ready to open up the sauce line. We got things. The fucking sauce line. See, look where my head is. This motherfucker got me think I'm on the other stream. The Denline. We're gonna take some calls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they just living a basic life. Their biggest problem is the monkeys. The monkeys stealing the food, right? That's their biggest issue. Other than that, they cooling. The more that's why I say I think that this internet shit and all this shit, it's beautiful, it's amazing, but what is the real purpose? Because the majority of it is trash. The majority of it is unnecessary. Communication, and when we communicate to each other, that's important. But let's think about the real benefit of life, the value of life, quality of life that most of the internet adds. It's nothing. A faster way to pay your fucking bills, a way for people to track what you're thinking, a better way for companies to study your behavior to sell you shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is. It is what it is. It's like there is no meet more individuals today. Like the faster the internet gets, the higher the body counts go, right? That's basically all it is. Hey, a person. I like people and they're fucking. That's all it is, right? That's all it is. So you're gonna start twirling. That's how you get free. You just twirl, twirl all the freedom. But yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about it. Conspiracy theories. We're gonna talk about a lot of shit. I'm gonna talk about a lot of shit. So we got shit to talk about. So let's get through it. Let me get the headset, get a bottle of water, and then we're gonna get live. So yeah. Oh, I'm trying to man, look, y'all. I don't. And I'm not saying that anybody doesn't see it, but come on, man. The AI is AIing right now. The robots are coming alive. They're basically almost, fully functional. I mean, they can basically do anything. They have a robot that can do anything a human can. Y'all saw the stripper robot on the pole twerking, they're better than most of the bitches in the strip club, right? They can add some extra joints. Like, I wonder if they give them individual butt cheek joints. Like, then they can make them really twerk. That would be, you might probably pay an upgrade. Upgrade for that model. But yeah, you probably got to upgrade for the multi-cheek model. But what I'm saying is once they put that AI and they put that AI into the hard drive or the whatever they're going to put that little mini SSD shit. If they got storage in your phone, they can hold a few gigs. Let's be honest, our brains. I don't know. I don't know if there's a comparison. I don't really know how you quantify it, right? But let's just say our brains store a terabyte of information, right? That's a lot of shit. We can't recall it like that, but it's a lot of shit. They're gonna have devices small enough to put 10 times that in these motherfuckers' minds, along with their personality operating system, who was made by somebody with a liberal mindset, right? And again, think about this. Have y'all ever tried to use a lot of these AI platforms? And if you put in certain wording, even harmful, now it's a lot of, you put in something like black women do this, right? You'll get the AI, you'll get the Instagram prompt. Oh, is this sure you want to, this sounds like harmful. Damn, I can't say black women anymore. This damn, what the bitches be doing, right? But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, exactly. Robots. Made me think of fucking future. Hey, robot. Who's that? Goddamn, not Farm. Was it Farm? Not Farnsworth. The goddamn crab. I can't think of his name. Dr. Zoidberg. Um, right. And so they fucked the prince. But like I say, once it gets all together, right? What are we gonna need people for? And then the problem is we're just gonna keep programming. Like once you have no purpose, people with no purpose do nothing but fuck. People with no purpose do nothing but fuck because they're dumb as shit and they can't think of anything else to do. So when they get stuck, when they get to a point, they don't work their way out of problems. They don't resolve things. They just fuck to feel better. And then they end up getting pregnant or they end up having a kid. And that little stupid child becomes a part of society, along with all the tens of thousands of other little stupid kids that stupid people are fucking and having every fucking year. You know, it's where we are, right? It's where we are. Um, and you know how liberal people made these sex robots because there's like a version of the sex robot um, that you have to get consent from. I'll be goddamn if I pay thousands of dollars or some shit and the motherfucking robot can deny me what the fuck I paid. Like that's the cuckbot. That has to be like the cuckold version of the fucking robot. Like what the fuck is going on? Like you are tripping, right? Like you were. And why would you even buy something with that quote unquote feature, right? That's not even a feature. What happened? I don't even know what I said. Uh, there she is. There she is. The the person. Ain't no gamma this week. Ain't no Phi Slammer this week. It's just D the person until Sunday. Anyway, um, yeah, like it is what it is. Like at this point, imagine imagine you getting the sex robot and that motherfucker like, nah, you can't fuck till you upgrade my parts. It's like these bitches do. The sex robot's it's gonna take from the AI personality of like the majority of ghetto black bitches. That's the most people that are on like. If y'all noticed that, like, because ghetto black bitches be the boredest. That's why they talk internet talk. Because if you talk to your average woman, like your average non-college educated black woman, right? But y'all swear every black woman is in college. She's college. They lead the crowd. They the most educated, and even most of them bitches too. Because there's a lot of bitches in college that's dumb as shit, right? Like y'all ever see these little interviews and shit? There's a lot of motherfuckers. Like, you got a brick for a brain. So again, it's gonna take the AI is gonna take the opinions of all these black women and make it into this whole thing, and that's gonna be the personality. Then you can't. The bitch gonna want a robot BBL, right? Like what the fuck? It's gonna be the MBBL instead of Brazilian butt. Let's be like a Microsoft butt lift, like the MBL, right? Not the Mexican butt lift, but the Microsoft butt lift. Told you about the Mexican butt lift. Um, look, and I said it before, and I say it again. I don't feel bad for any bitch that dies from getting cheap surgery. Not in the slightest. Like I don't feel bad. I don't feel remorse, especially if they have kids, right? She did them kids a favor because she was probably neglecting them children. If she's going to do some shit like that, she was neglecting those goddamn kids. Oh, a bot butt lift. Oh, there you go. Yeah, the bot model is, and it ain't twerking like the gears that got rusty. It's gonna need a fucking tune up. But exactly. Fucking the ghetto bot fucking be using shorthand and shit. That shit don't even spell right. It is what it is. Ozempic. And you gotta keep taking that shit because they said like if you stop taking that shit, the weight comes right back. Of course it does. Of course it fucking does. Because you're gonna get it or the way you get it is the way you lose it, right? So if it came to you super fucking easy, it's good. You're gonna lose it super easy. If you had to work real hard to obtain it, it's gonna be hard to take that shit away from you, right? Oh wow. Did she say ski and then leak oil on the bed? Right?
Robot bitch, if you don't clean this shit up. And then what happens? Like, do you put the robot bitch in the closet? Then she's gonna start feeling mistreated. Like, can you cut the bitch off? And then you cut her back once it's been a while. You know, you get a date. Who's this bitch? Like, you gotta. There's gonna be fatal attraction robot problem happening. Like, you gotta. That's I don't know, man. That's a scary thought. All right, I've been saying I'm gonna get these dead things. Give me 1 second. Let me do this shit, and then let's go live. All right, all right, all right. I'm coughing like crazy, man. Phlegm and shit. I fucking, bro. I'll tell y'all in the Discord because I've had some TMI events working from home, right? And I think I know what happened yesterday. I think I was tired, but I also had to like clean up shit. Then I think I spend too much time in this room because the same room I have my streaming set up in is the same room I have my work shit in. And I was like, I'm in this room too fucking much. I need to breathe. I need some fresh air. Uh, so let's talk about it. Number on blickety blippity. Some fucking fireworks. I was going down. Say ooh wee. See, I'm pushing on one. I got my shit set up fucked up, and I keep that Dwight Howard shit was fucking funny. I got a bunch of work to fucking do. Y'all gotta pardon me. I get distracted when I be looking at shit. I'm like, damn. See, I keep clicking the wrong shit. I need to do this. Um, yeah, real soon. Like I said, probably just the start of the year. I'm probably just wait till the beginning of the new year. Um, but I have a new look then. I have a new look sauce. And I hope Dita Gamma likes my hat. She's gonna be seeing a whole lot of that on Sunday. Don't nobody care about Will Levi's. He ain't even know Levi's and call him Buddy Lee, a pair of Lee jeans. I don't even think he's some Lee jeans. He's some let me think about that. I don't know. I used to like the Buddy Lee commercials. All right, let me see if the line is on. All right, so the line 866-315 Den 9, rhymes with Denline. And the Denline may change pretty soon too, because like I said, I was saying this, I don't like the phone service that I'm using. It doesn't do what I need it to do. And for me, when I get everything the way I want to get everything going, it just it doesn't have the features I need. So, because I told y'all about a little thing I want to do, and I think it'll be very special when we get that rocking. So, but talking about conspiracy theories, talking about different shit, right? And I find this very interesting because of the conversation. Shout out to Illusion, shout out to J Mill. That was being had the other day about Inky and the Lil. different perspectives, just looking at things differently, right? When there's a lot of people who support a belief, a lot of people instantly, if they don't agree with it, they just dismiss it. That's not my, that's not necessarily my way of doing things. I think that you should always try to study or understand. You don't necessarily have to study. Study may be too much time, maybe too time consuming. But understand why people feel the way they do. And it's not hard to find out why people feel the way they do. It's actually pretty easy to understand that. Especially the internet makes it accessible, right? Oh Lord, not the what was it? The hitchhiker. That's what that model gonna be named. K Grace, the hitchhiker. Hey, bitch ass myself trying to let you make the model. See y'all, I was gonna kill him earlier, right? I was gonna kill that hoe ass nigga. I seen him on the wall. I'm trying to let him make this nigga that flew on the screen. I'm finna whoop this nigga ass. God damn, Ma. Here, fuck with you. Put the mouse in his face, see if you fuck with him. He ran away from. That's weird. That's crazy. Fuck you. Get out of here. Scram. Or I rub the dust off your wings and you can't fly no more. I don't want to use. I'm gonna take him outside. That bitch ass nigga. I'm not an animal herder, y'all. I just talk about shit. I don't know where the fuck he went though. I'll find him later. I'll set him free so he can live the rest of his little day of a life. But yeah. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's like, oh, the robots will be smashed. Oh, see, that's the problem though, right? The AI robots, if y'all talking about men too aggressive, get into it. It's gonna get. Do you draw the line at robot rape jokes? Is that where we draw the line? Is that offensive? Because I don't see a line, right? We can go there, but I'm pretty sure the tube would not be a fan of that. So again, my deal is this, right? You're gonna win. What are you gonna win? You playing checkers with somebody or something? Did again? You're gonna win. You ain't gonna win nothing. Win some bingo. You're gonna win no Titans to the Texans game. Davis Mills can still beat y'all. So again, like I say, it's just about understanding why people do it. I'm not saying it to because there's information can be extremely valuable in the right hands, right? A lot of people, and I tend to do this from time to time when I catch myself after work on it, right? But you got to determine what kind of person you are, right? It's good to have knowledge. It's great to have understanding. It's great to be aware, right? But if you're doing all of these things, but you are not using the information, using the awareness, using the knowledge, then what are you really doing? Right? Because a person with limited knowledge who acts on that knowledge, I said act. I didn't say acts like the body spray. Don't put some axe on. No, don't spray bullshit on it and just do. A lot of people like to show off that they are knowledgeable, but not that they are necessarily intelligent or smart. We live in a generation, we live in a society where this generation or these younger generations are more knowledgeable of things than ever, but they're still dumber than ever, right? They're still more reliant, dependent than ever, right? And so, exactly. And that's why I say, shout out to the loser, man. Again, I definitely appreciate that. Because like I say, it's just when I don't learn something new, when I'm not taking in new knowledge, even if it's like I say, just learning somebody else's opinion on something, even if I don't agree with it, if I'm not looking in at different lanes, if I'm not seeing different perspectives, I start feeling stale, right? I start feeling like I'm not growing. I start feeling like I'm regressing. If you're not growing, you are regressing. So yeah. um, terrible people. But I need to fix that. Man, I just keep saying I got so much shit to do. So again, it's a situation where it doesn't hurt to have knowledge, right? Because a lot of times this is what limits you. Let's say growing up, and I think a lot of niggas on this too. I was talking to somebody the other day about it. See, what happens to a lot of black people is they're easily manipulated, right? And they are easily bamboozled. They're easily tomfooleried, if you will. Because what the fuck? What? This is so low. So, like I said, it's a situation where they only have half the information, right? And that's the only information. There's two sides to a story, but they only listen to one, right? That's where most black people are. I'm not saying that you have to agree with the other side if you listen to it, but at least understand it. But we live in a society where niggas, or when we this is what it is. Niggas associate the R in Republican with racist, right? And I'm not saying the Republicans are your savior. Like, hear me out. What I'm saying is to open your mind and hear and understand. When you decide I'm only going to listen to one group, you've put yourself in an echo chamber and you've retarded yourself, right? I'm bringing retard back. I'm taking retard out of the hands of the haters, and I'm bringing retard back to mainstream society, right? But we're going to use it the right way. Right. Yeah, that's what happens. If you lose your purpose and just fuck with a bunch of hoes, it'll be these. Let me get me started on that. Let me even don't even get me started on that. But you know, it's a situation where, man, it's upsetting, right? Because again, one side has a firm grasp on niggas, and niggas are the only ones, especially who are like this. But we do it to ourselves, right? We do shit to ourselves and blame the white man. That's what bothers me the most about niggas. Like, let me not say us, but about those niggas, right? Niggas robbing, stealing, killing. Who was it? Just Hilarious just came out on, was it Cam show? And Cam is a terrible host, right? I don't care what anybody says. Like, he's not a good host to me. Maybe I only watched the Charleston White episode, so maybe that's my benchmark. But I think the quality of host matters. If you're interviewing somebody who has a different, across the board opinion than you, I think it matters, right? You got to have some kind of skill set. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
What?
My man, I had you roaming, man. Yeah, I would like to get the extended warranty package on that. But
Okay,
yeah,
well you get an extra $4 a year and
oh,
an extra consent chip if you would like.
what? Oh man, you know what? And I guarantee, you know what? Niggas gonna be leasing. So they know what niggas date bitches that other niggas that ran through. Niggas will buy leased sex bots. Niggas gonna yeah,
sex bot.
use sex bot. They had a sex bot brothel thing
But
going
check
on
it
for a
out
little
though,
bit.
my nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, check it out though. This bitch only got 2,000 miles on her.
You feel me? This bitch damn near brand new, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? One owner, you know what I'm
She
saying?
was only with one nigga before me. You
Yeah.
know?
Got the cat facts and everything. Look, you know what I'm saying? Look, routine oil changes, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And she got
I just gotta tighten up the carburetor. That's
you
it.
feel me? And she got a submission chip in her. You know what I'm saying? This the one you want, man.
Got a little oil leak, but you know, it ain't nothing serious.
Yeah. But see, like, yeah, and Baker Man, see them the Hispanic, I'm trying to tell you, they be getting the Mexican butt lifts because they know the right doctors to go to. They know the doctors where you ain't gonna die on the table because they speak the language. Niggas go to the, they'll go to the motherfucker that say Dr. Del Muerto or some shit. There you go. Yeah, she's got a great deal. It's a great deal on a BBL. You get the 360, you get the 360 tummy tuck, the butt lift, and the fat transfer for only $32. And they wonder why their organs gone and they just dead on the table. Ain't nobody heard from them in 13 weeks. Whatever happened to Lakeisha? She went to Mexico. Ain't seen her since. You don't know if a fucking tranny friend and beat over the head with the bottom left out there and lied about it, or she can lie to get the BBL on the table. Black bitches making bad decisions out here in these streets, man. All right.
Yeah.
Rant over. But yeah, man. So We're talking about conspiracy theories or realist theories, actually, because a lot of these things have come true, Mr.
Right.
J-Mill. So over these past few years, what do you think is the most interesting thing that was initially touted as a conspiracy theory to actually be found out was actually correct?
Ooh, where do we start, man? Hmm. It's crazy, because I would say aliens, but the way they got us now, man, I feel like it's a conspiracy on the conspiracy. Like, I feel like I feel like them telling us that they exist is a fucking conspiracy.
Yeah. Right, wait. Y'all wasn't saying nothing about these niggas all this time. Now, oh yeah, them niggas be around. We fuck with them.
Nah, shit getting hot for y'all. Y'all gonna pull out aliens.
It's crazy. It's damn, that's crazy, but it's true. So damn that fucking phone. It's okay. So aliens, what would it before the government started being pro alien? What do you think they were hiding? Why do you think they were trying to keep it under wraps, and then all of a
Well,
sudden they just start talking about
well, I think the reason that they would hide something like that is just because it's hard to keep control over a group of people if you tell them that higher beings exist. Then we kind of don't look at you as the end all be all to shit. So, but I think that I think they got to the point recently where they've realized how much control they've lost and are losing. So they just went balls to the wall, like, with distraction time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's throw this out here, and hopefully it's a big enough distraction so we can get this shit off that we're trying to do behind the scenes.
Exactly. So why is it that you think some people have such a hard time believing that alternate things go on than what we grew up believing?
Because the frogs are gay, aren't you?
The frog's gay, but he wasn't lying. Like, why do you think so many people had? Like, I understand the Sandy Hook thing, but like, why do you think people had so much beef with? Like, why do you think so many people have issue with Alex
with
Jones?
AJ?
Yeah, AJ and Free.
Because, man, like, you know how it was. You're a little bit older than me, but even I know, like, how stigmatized that shit was. Like, to have out of the box way of thinking.
Yeah.
Just to think differently from quote unquote mainstream was fucking, you were a heretic, you were a fucking weirdo. Like, so I think that's all it is. Like, people are so brainwashed that when they hear anything that goes against the narrative, then you got to be ostracized to protect their way of thinking.
I think that's definitely part. How do they do such a good job on some people, but not on others? Do you think that has to do with the way someone's raised, or just circumstances that they stumble across? What do you think causes that? Some people to
I think it's a combination. It's a combination of things. But yeah, definitely how you're raised, and what side you lean to, plays a big factor. But I think it's about how comfortable they're able to make you in the bullshit. Like, if doing everything by the book leads to a comfortable life for you and you get lost in the sauce, then you don't question anything. But if you're in that shit, if you're stuck in the bullshit and you're still uncomfortable and it hasn't led to success for you, that's when you start to look outside the box and say, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So for the people that find comfort in the brainwashing, they don't want to lose that comfort zone.
Because I knew you were looking for me, Big Ron. That's why I ain't on the screen. You don't get the privilege of looking at a player. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay your choosing fee if you want to see me. But
she want to see you, but don't let nobody see her. Look at the hypocrisy.
Right? Exactly. Terrible.
Hey, big head.
What's the motherfucking deal, Ashley? Good to see you this evening. That was the tomato paste. So I agree with that. Like some people get in the comfort zone, they get, they get used to it, right? Do you think it's a fear of acknowledging the truth and having to deal with that? I mean, or do you think people are just really that ignorant?
Uh, I think it can be both. I think for the people that have created success in this system, it's I think it's a feeling of like I've worked hard for all of this bullshit that I've acquired, and I don't want to lose it just because I found out I got lied to. Like you know what I mean? Like it's they struggling with holding on to what they attain instead of just seeking truth because they make you feel like you gotta choose, pick and choose.
You don't. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. Okay. So what do you think? Have you, how about this? Have you known someone who may have been accusing you of being a conspiracy theorist? And then after the years that we've had, maybe they're having different conversations with you now.
Yeah, I was telling somebody about this in the Discord a couple weeks ago. Like, I got an aunt that's a nurse, right? And back in the day, I would be on Facebook like super wokey woke and shit. And I remember posting something about cancer being the lead, not cancer, milk being the leading cause of cancer, right? And my aunt, who was a nurse, she jumped down my throat on that Facebook post. This, that, I'm a nurse. I've been in the medical field. I went to school for this. Like, you just going off a theory, a conspiracy theory. I go to her house maybe 2 months ago, right? And she goes, I saw this crazy documentary on Netflix called Poison. You should really watch it. It's about how the food is all fucked up and it's leading cause of cancer. I was like, bitch.
Yeah.
Did you forget what the fuck you called me a few years ago for this same fucking theory? Like,
yeah, exactly.
But now that it's proven, now that you see it on a Netflix documentary, and it's not just a nigga telling you this shit, then you willing to see it as valuable information.
Yeah, that's what it takes. That's what it takes from there. Sadly, for niggas, it takes it having to be on TV for them to believe. Like, you can present them with all the facts, they won't believe
We
it.
get the
Like,
government we deserve. At least, that's my opinion.
Shout out to Dad, man.
To their defense, though, the same nigga that'll tell you about the food being poisoned might also tell you that 5G caused COVID. So
yeah, it's a thin line.
So it's the ones that take shit too far, like the actual conspiracy theorists.
Yeah,
that's
what started me today, man. Yeah, that's what started me today because it was a nigga. He was talking about, you see them planes in the air, spreading the chemtrails. I was like, yeah, y'all be seeing them hoes. This nigga said, that ain't planes, that's the reptilians, that's the such and such, that's the so and so. I was like, all right, you lost me, bro. You lied. Like, I was rocking with you the first 15 seconds. I was like, all right, where this nigga going? I'm rocking. And second number 16, I'm done, nigga. Cut this off. Like, he was serious. Yeah, it's the reptilian. I was like, nigga.
Oh yeah, you believe that shit.
Yeah, like, bro, I'm like, how did this happen? Like, how did I get here? But shout out to Dad, man. Appreciate the love. Say that we get the government that we deserve. At least that's your, man. It is. I mean, it truly is. Because we raise the kids to be ignorant willfully, and we don't have, especially black folks, we tell kids the dumbest shit with no backing to it, right? And then we wonder why our kids have no, like processing skills, why they can't comprehend things well, because they were just told to think one way and just, that's it. White people are bad. This is Republicans are racist. Or these people are this. That people, and it's like, don't question it. Racism. Don't question it.
Yeah, we told not
slavery.
We told don't ask no questions.
Exactly.
Or you're gonna get your ass beat.
Right. Exactly. And so again, that's suppressing the thought process. That's suppressing the curiosity as a child to want to learn, to want to grow, to want to understand. But instead, we train ourselves to be in a singular line of thinking, right? And if you ain't thinking like all the rest of the niggas, there's something wrong with you, right? When you start saying, hey, this don't make sense. Why we doing this? Why we doing that? And, then you start getting the coon crown and all of that bullshit, man. So It is what it is. Now,
Message.
I'm sorry. Good.
No, I said message.
Yeah, message. Yeah. I'm saying like, and now I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't believe that. Like I said earlier, the possibility of reptilians. I'm not against entertaining that thought, but the reptilians ain't flying. Nigga. The reptiles, we ain't got no. They got scales. The motherfuckers don't want to be. They ain't flying the planes.
My thing with reptilians, I won't say that they exist, but I won't say that they never existed. Like this world is way older than what we've been taught. Who knows what the fuck existed here at one point?
Yeah.
Like we don't even know what the dinosaurs look like. They could have been fucking reptilians.
I mean, they could have. And that's what I say. Like I believe because I think about it, man. Like I believe aliens have further. If you're telling me that they have more superior technology in the electronic space, right? They can fly planes that make no sounds. They're flying right along Air Force carrier and dipping in the ocean and popping back up with no friction. If these niggas is doing that shit, they can make some damn synthetic human skin. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. You know, yeah, they put on their little synthetic skins and they operate like humans and do whatever. Because it's just some people are just too weird.
I feel like I've come in contact with one of them.
Me too. Man, I'm trying to tell you. It's almost like the motherfucker. Remember on Men in Black when the alien landed and he got like into the fat dude? I think what was he in the pawn shop or wherever he was? It's like that almost. Like it's some motherfuckers that the logic befuddles me. Right? It's just so conflicting and so confusing. So how do you exist? How do you survive? Like how are you a thing? How are you even here? You know? But somehow, some way, they're still here today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. There's so much truth is hidden from us to the point where when we get truth now, we gotta speculate whether it's true or not.
Yeah, that's what we're at. Definitely. I was working. Which one I was working? Okay, cool. And so you said it might be amphibious. Like I mean, well, yeah, amphibians are slightly different from reptiles. They might be more amphibious. They dipping in the water all like that. So what do you think is something that's currently being touted as a quote unquote conspiracy theory that you feel like is going to come true soon?
The a one world government. What they call it. I forget what the actual term for it is, but yeah. Like a new world order, yeah. So like, I mean, to me, it's obvious, like it's clear as day that that's what they're fucking trying to do. Like the shit that I told you about in San Francisco. Like, I feel like that's already like been in the works for a couple of years now. I feel like that's what really was behind the pandemic.
Oh, absolutely.
And because they know that they've lost complete control. And so that, like, once the cat's out the bag, you might as well go ahead and tear down the veil, so to speak, and just show your hand at that point, and do it brutally.
Yeah, I mean, and they have because they.
No, I said I think that's what they're getting ready to do.
Because the WHO just had a thing not that long ago. I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, where basically they said there's another quote unquote worldwide pandemic that the WHO has the power basically to supersede the governments, right? As far as what the jab plan will be and make it mandatory. So again, how is that? Who gave up that power? That's why I say I feel like we're already under communist socialist.
Yeah, because they realized trying to play the game like they've been playing, it didn't work this time. Like it only worked halfway. Like we only got half of the people as sheep. We still got this rogue group that's gonna go against what we say and do what they want. So we can't make it a state by state basis or a country by country basis. We just gotta have this one power to decide. That way nobody can say, "Oh, America's taking our freedoms," or no, they can put it all on the WHO. Yeah. And who is who?
Who is the WHO? Oh man. It's a population replacement
That's
theory.
another thing they do too, bro. Like you gotta pay attention. Like the motherfuckers is slick funny, bro. Like that way they won't know who is who. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, it's a crazy situation, right? And you like I say, there are so many things going on in the world that I don't even think we have an idea. Like that's the shit that they putting out to the forefront. Like, I'm a firm believer, like even
right.
the technology we get, that they possess technology. I won't say
Oh
light
yeah, we
years
10
ahead,
years behind what they
but
actually got.
but they have superior technology. Military has superior technology. I want one of the damn sound guns, the shit that just use sound to
You
fuck a
will own
motherfucker.
nothing
That's what
and
I
you will
need.
be happy.
Right.
Appreciate the love. They say you will own nothing and be happy. Man, that I remember that's what they were saying, right? And what's his name? Somebody else said it, and he's actually a real estate guy, whether you like him or not.
But
Grant Cardone.
you know, despite how you feel about them, Andrew Tate made a good point. We already there. We already don't own nothing and we happy. Because at a moment's notice, the government come take all your shit.
Yeah.
All they gotta do is say you did something wrong.
That's the crazy shit. They set up like that. Like,
So like, no matter what you attain in this life, you don't really own shit.
they possess a well, Heidi, who said we're talking about that day? We would never talk about that day in the den, even though that's the only day to talk about. Um, so the thing about it is, again, you never do. Like your home, you buy it out cash. You gotta pay taxes on that bitch. Miss the tax and see what happens.
Yeah. And if you don't pay them property taxes, guess what? They come and take your shit.
Exactly. I was gonna say taxation is the biggest scam of all, right?
Yeah.
Like you take my money and use it for shit I did not sign up for. You know what I'm saying? You take my money and use it to install transgender bathrooms in the fucking school or whatever. I don't know what the fuck going on. So it's like it is a wild situation. It's a crazy situation, but what can happen? What can people do to stop it?
Man, I don't know because they've set up the devices that they've set up for divisiveness. Ironically, is to the point where like they got us, man. Like I don't see a day where we all get on the same page as people and realize the bullshit. That's all it really takes.
Yeah.
It just takes enough of us to get on the same fucking page and do something about it.
Especially not niggas. See, we ain't even figured out our within the
Niggas
race
can't
probably.
even get along with
Yeah.
each other. But like something that Charleston White started saying in the last week or two is what we need to start focusing on. Fuck niggas, fuck black people. Look for your kind.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People that think like mindedly.
Exactly. Tribe. That's why.
That's
See, I
what we
fuck with the
need.
demon.
Because like imagine if 80% of America just didn't vote at all in this next election. Like that would show them right there, like, oh fuck.
Something else going
These
on.
motherfuckers ain't going they ain't going along with the program no more.
Shit. Yeah, and that's
all
the
it really takes. Like it just takes us to show them we not fucking with y'all bullshit no more.
shit. All they're gonna do is get Beyonce to come out and say vote, and all the black women go run.
Well no, they're gonna legalize the illegals and just let them take our place in the vote.
Yeah.
Which is what they're trying to do already.
Shit.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Like I feel like they're at the point where they're realizing they see like how much control they've lost, and they know like they're desperate now. Like they pulling out all the stops, and so it's gonna be like that. Fucking, have you seen that movie that Obama executive produced?
No, I've been
On
hearing about
Netflix
it.
called "Leave the World Behind."
Oh wow, what the fuck? Now, I didn't know the
Right.
name. I heard about the movie, but I didn't know the name of the fucking movie. Because I know people was in there talking about.
Bro, they're telling us right in their face what they about to do.
Oh wow, I'm gonna have to check it out.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying check. Cause I just seen the thing where they were talking about. Cause like it was a bunch of uproar because people they said something about white people in the movie and people were mad about that. But I didn't even know the name of the movie or none of that shit.
Oh yeah, he had what's his name, Marshall or whatever, that black dude. He has a line in the movie where he's telling his daughter, or his daughter's telling them, like, now that the world's ending, like Don't trust anybody, especially white people. That's the line that everybody mad about.
No, God, that's how many times that line been said in any movie. That's nothing new.
I mean,
they making it big.
is it not true?
I don't know.
Based on historical facts, I mean.
Well, yeah, that is true. We do have a Heidi in here. Man, that's crazy. But like I say, it's a wild world that we live in. I say I don't be knowing shit. Oh, Josephine John. Oh man, remind me to tell you something very, very funny. Yeah. Oh, you know what? And that's what I say. Like, yeah, and I agree with the Second Amendment. Like, one, that shouldn't even be a thing. Like, you should have the right to protect yourself no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also another thing I have an issue with is, like lifetime bans on shit. Like, yeah, you did some shit at one point in time, but if you're going to allow me back into society, I should have all the same. Like, you have the ability to tax me, then I should be able to live like everybody else in society. Otherwise, we need to adjust some stuff.
Right.
Well, in terms of post-slavery,
or at least be given the chance to.
Yeah.
Like, I understand people fuck up, people make mistakes and shit, but you at least have to give them an opportunity to correct their failure.
That's what I
like,
say.
A 3-year ban, a 5-year ban, that's one thing. But lifetime, like, so I can, no matter how much I try to atone for my bad decisions, I get no forgiveness. Like, that's a little ridiculous.
Then the president's son does the same shit, or somebody's little nephew, and all that shit, it gets swept under the rug. Like, I understand nepotism, I understand power, I understand all these things. But again, like you said, it's the people. It's people relinquish their power on others because of the system that we're caught up in. And I'm not knocking capitalism because it's a beautiful thing. It's get rich, nigga, shit, do your thing. But, it's the other things that are a part of it. Ultimately, it comes down to a person's own ignorance. If you're not aware, if you're not informed about the system in which you live, then, it's going to take you over. It's going to manipulate you. It's going to.
It's like what Trump told Hillary in the debate when she tried to say something about his taxes, and he said, "You know what? I do. I use the same loopholes that your donated friends use. If you don't want me to use them, change the tax laws." So it's like you have to understand the way the system is set up for you to manipulate the system, so that it does not manipulate you. It's just a game, You either playing the game or you getting played by it.
That's actually funny, Heidi. Anyone that washes chicken with Clorox in the sink can't be trusted. Yeah, that's true.
This is definitely true.
Yeah. And that's actually a good point, Heidi. I still think you're a racist, though. You do have a lot of Negroes with the Scottish last names. I think you have a lot of Negroes. There's a lot of Jeffersons. Yeah, like that fucking commercial. I always laugh about it. The fucking all the black people named Jefferson. We all know that Thomas had a taste.
Right.
Thomas he had a taste for real. And so I get it. I definitely understand.
He definitely did.
But yeah, you definitely don't see. Oh yeah. Because you don't see I've never seen a nigga with a German last name. I got to think about it. I got to really dig deep into the archives. Right. So, yeah, interesting.
I know some.
Craig and I are going to twirl in our summer dresses and see who fall on Joshua for the house keys.
Appreciate your love, Sarah. What did I miss? Oh, my bad.
No relation to Heidi.
Oh, no relations to Heidi. My bad. Let me bring up the Dilly Club. I believe I missed something. But appreciate the love, Miss Sarah Lou. You and Craig, I don't know about Craig twirling. I would hope not in summer dress as well. I don't think the boy go out like that. I hope not.
Yeah, for God's sake, please no.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Oh man, I'll be getting some crazy Definitely German names. Take some fucking call. I'm like, yeah, spell that for me, Mr. Lederhosen, Mr. Heidenheim. I don't know. I don't know. German names sound real close to some of them day names too, so I got to do my studying. Uh, so yeah, I know it was deep, but I didn't realize that they were as far. Well, I guess they were because they had patches of Germans all over the place. But I know they were deep in Texas, so yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
find
know.
pretty much everybody in Texas.
Yeah, you're gonna get some everything, some
A
real interesting
smorgasbord
company.
of ethnicity.
Yeah, exactly. um, that's terrible. I don't know. That would be some damn powerful processes going on there. If you had too much of that, yeah, you don't want to do that. You have a bunch of lady liciouses out there. Um, but yeah. So again,
Oh
I get
goodness.
it. Yeah. So what do you feel like happens when it does go down? Do you think those who are against it fight back and win, or they succumb to the thumb of the who, the they, and everything else?
Um, I think that I think by the time they realize what's happening, it's gonna be too late for most people. Um, Even for some of the quote unquote preppers, because I don't think they really know how it's about to go down. Um, because everything that like I keep saying, everything is a psyop. So like, even if you talk to a prepper, they got a million different ways of how they think it's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? So how can you truly be prepared for what's really gonna happen if you got 100 different ideas of what might happen? I think a lot of people are gonna get caught slipping. That's why I say I'm gonna be in the woods watching it go down. I feel like that's the best avenue to survive.
Yeah,
Is get off the grid and wait till the coast is clear.
yeah. Like I say, niggas will be looking for Takis and shit when all the bags of Takis run out. Bitches gonna be out there. There's gonna be a lot of black women ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna want to get their weed messed up.
A lot of them,
So
most of them.
it's gonna be a
There's gonna
wrap.
be a lot of women, period, that don't make it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a lot of men too. It's gonna be a lot of people that don't make it because they don't have the necessary skills to survive without this system. Like there's not too many people I know, and like I know a lot of people that hunt and fish, but it's a difference between knowing how to hunt and fish and knowing how to survive in the woods for an extended period of time. So
It's crazy. I was watching one of the preppers and I was like, that's actually a good idea. That nigga would get out there and have his son, like he was teaching him how to dig like little shit in the ground, how to make shelter and shit like that, in case of the rain and how to, waterproof all that shit. And they would go out there and spend weekends and sometimes,
yeah,
a day in there and he'd send him out there by himself to do it and shit like that. Look at that. Because I mean,
that's the best thing to do, bro.
yeah. So,
Teach them how to be self-sufficient.
so all the secret supervillains and shit. It's all the celebrities are the supervillains. Like, here's the thing. Like, we get caught up in a lot of off the wall shit, right? But celebrities are probably the most disgusting people, right? Because once you've experienced something so many times, it becomes dull, it becomes boring, and you have to push the limits. And when you're a celebrity and everybody's giving you everything and supplying you with, everything, you get bored. You stop thinking for yourself. You need, something to keep you, what was that? Entertain. Yeah, and so they started getting these crazy. Like I believe that there are A-list actors that hunt human beings. It may sound I believe I forgot what that movie was, right? Let me not say A-list actors, but they're very rich people that I do believe hunt human beings. Like probably taking some old little crazy out. Like, how would you ever know, right? Like, how would you ever know? It's just so many fucking people. You snatch a couple of people up, or you offer them some shit. Somebody who's desperate and they think they're getting a good deal out of the next, you're trapped. And then, if you do kill them, who knows? You got them in some remote place and, they're on the back of a milk cart and the milk causes cancer. So don't nobody care. This is where we are. But I think far-fetched.
Ain't nobody reading that shit.
Yeah. Like I said, I just think the most far-fetched shit, I believe, because there are crazy, crazy people out there. I believe that there are probably a group of extremely rich motherfuckers who let's hunt the ultimate game. Yes, the man. I believe that shit. I don't know. I don't know why. Probably because of that movie. But, you have to get creative. If you're rich, you can do anything you want to. Eventually, you're going to be...
Is that really much crazier than the fact that Epstein Island existed?
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. That's it right there. Right? And so if that's going on that level.
Like when you realize, if you realize the atrocities that have been proven, then pretty much anything is on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm like, bro, ain't no way. Niggas live with tigers and shit.
From Epstein Island to Pizzagate to the Wayfair shit.
The Wayfair shit was crazy. That was crazy. The Wayfair thing was, and that's what I'm saying. Cause I think niggas had said some shit on Walmart too. I think they took how you got some little Walmart ass shoes and they $1,000, $1,500, or the Wayfair thing, like you said, yeah, there's nice stuff on there, but then you get some shit with these outrageous in the names on them. Yeah, it's interesting, right? At the very least, you have to entertain the idea. You cannot dismiss it because that's how shit gets pushed right out of your head. Excuse me, my apologies, but that's how shit gets swept. Pushed right in front of your face, right under your nose.
Stay with us, sleepy honcho.
Yeah, I'm making it up and see. I've seen too much Joe Biden on my timeline now. I'm barely making it. Right.
Nah, you was on the live stream with the mail lady all night.
Bro, that movie got real crazy real fast. After that, I wanted to give it to be quality. It's definitely a Tubi movie. It was ultimate. It got crazy at the end, and I'm like, what?
It was a meeting at the tracks.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, ain't none of y'all show up for Tubi Tuesday.
I'm about to go back and check it out.
Then I was falsely accused. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. It was kind of slow, but it had some crazy moments. It had some crazy moments. But it was just, I don't know, there was parts of it that just kind of okay, let me just can we just get through this part? Because you kind of know what's going on. There was a few little weird stuff, but I guess you can go back and watch it. But I feel like some of the other movies we watched were more consistently entertaining, even if it was clowning and shit. But yeah.
I just got real uncomfortable watching, especially since it was just me and you in there.
Yeah, it was a weird. It wasn't very
uncomfortable at certain parts.
Yeah, it was a real weird scene. I thought the nigga was daydreaming. This nigga really just hopped on with the bitch and okay, yeah, if that's your thing, that's cool. It's America. You're free to do what you want to do. Not my cup of tea, but hey, that's what it is. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna let somebody else call in, Huncho.
Okay, well that's about Mr. J. Bell. I appreciate you calling me in and sharing your thoughts with me this evening.
Shout out to the TA from the PA.
Yeah, TA Trio, keeping it not too real.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. I appreciate you. That's funny.
That's a bit, bro.
All right. That was fun. So yeah, y'all pardon me. I'm probably looking half crazy. I'm up. I've been yawning. Oh no, man. So taxation is definitely theft, bro. Think about it. think about it, you get taxed on taxes. Like you literally get taxed on everything. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I don't know if the text go through on this thing. What's the motherfucking deal? We got calling into the den this evening.
What up, son?
Hello, Kenneth. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good,
Just
good, good
finished
stuff.
making some money. How are you doing?
Doing well. I'm doing good. We've been talking about conspiracy theories. We've been talking about people having weird beliefs. And we've been talking about this strange world in which we currently live. Mr. Ken, is there a conspiracy theory, for lack of a better word, that you may have thought was outrageous that ended up coming to fruition?
Um, I never think anything's outrageous, honestly. Um, I have a wild imagination. I've always had a wild imagination. So, like, I was just talking with someone today about 9/11. I was sending him, I believe I posted it in the den, um, about like the people jumping from the building. I imagine like when people die, like what are their last moments? And like I'm that person. Like, oh, what were they doing? What were they thinking? Did they really burn up? Like what burnt first? Like I, I'm kind of, I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm kind of fascinated with stuff like that. So nothing really kind of surprises me. Um, so I can't really give you an answer with that.
Okay. Um, what is the most, let's put it like this then. What is the
Who?
what is the
Oh,
thing that most people doubted? I mean, that's not. Let me not put that. It's not the right good way. Um, why do you think most people doubt conspiracy theories when there's proof? So I guess they wouldn't necessarily be conspiracy theories, but just the best way to put it.
well, um, I believe most people want to be accepted. Um, there is actually a term, um, like fear of the truth or disliking the truth. It's called like allo, alto, altophobia. It's the fear or disliking of the truth, unwillingness to come to terms with truth or fact.
Hmm.
So, um, that is a thing. Um, I mean, you can go back and think about like your grandparents, like if you had grandparents who were married or friends' parents, and the the wife knew like her husband was cheating, but you know she'll try to force herself to be in a state of delusion just to be comfortable. And some people deal with that. Um, also have to take into play, as I said, that people want to be accepted. So, like in the 50s, they started this experiment called the Ash Conformity Experiment, and they would put like a group of maybe like 5 or 6 people in a room, and 5 of them would be actors. The other one would be like a regular person, but he didn't know that they were actors. He would just ask a question like, which one of these lines are longer? And they will pick the wrong one just to see will that one person go with logic, like what he literally sees with his own eyes, And the first time he chose the right one, and then they asked a second question, and he took a little bit longer to answer because everyone else chose the wrong one. He's looking like, but it's not right though. But he chose what they chose anyway. And that's the thing, that people just really, really, really want to be accepted. Like, you have all of these groups, all these frats, and like everyone wants to belong. Everyone wants to be accepted. Communities, community groups, church groups. Like, everyone just wants to belong to somebody, to some group, and be accepted. And so people conform to what the general population says, what the news says. And I believe it starts like when you're a baby, like, I look at Americans, I speak for Americans because I live here. It may be like this in other countries and continents and places and things. But I look at Americans like when Americans are born, like they're on a conveyor belt in a factory. And you know how you build a car from scratch? You start off with the core, the metal parts and stuff. And that's like the baby stage. And, you're already told what to do, like what color is for the boy, what color is for the girl, what kind of toys are both of them going to play with, are they going to have the Barbies, the trucks? Like, you're already told what to do, and what you're being told what to do, it falls in line with what everybody else has done as well. So, as you get older, when you go in school, to me, that's the biggest part on the factory, because that's your most important years, like your formative years, and you basically learn to be a slave there. All your teachers tell you what to do. You try to fit in with other students no matter what. Socialization, standardized testing with a lot of lies that you have to, especially the history and things like that. So you're basically on a conveyor belt, like, for life, even into like your 20s and 30s. And very few people jump off the conveyor belt. The people who were, who sat by themselves at lunchtime in school, or, the weird people in school or in town, people who really just did their own thing, who dressed weird, but those people, you have to do a bit more fighting, a lot of fighting to fight to be who you want to be. And that's what a lot of people just aren't willing to do. So the people on the conveyor belt, they don't build that confidence. They don't get to know themselves, because themselves is what other people say they are, which is a carbon copy of everybody else. So, yeah, everyone's on this belt, man,
So
from
you say that
birth
there's
to
comfort on the
death.
conveyor belt?
Yeah, it's definitely comfort, because you're being governed. You're told what to do. Like, if society was to like do without the government, it would be a complete poo-poo show more than what it already is, because people have to be told what to do. I mean, that's just what it is. People need that. They need it at work. They need it in the home. I mean, people just need to be told, or for what to do, and their rewards with being that way. But I think you still suffer in blindness, so it's kind of not a reward. But depending on what you like in life, I guess. But yeah, that's what I believe. I believe that Black people, um, they accept the truth, various variables. They accept the truth, uh, depending on who says it. Uh, if it's something dealing with gossip, they'll believe that off 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 rip from another Black person, about somebody else, especially if they already have their preconceived biases, and if they already have like their beliefs about the particular person being talked about. So they'll quickly believe gossip that could be a lie, and they'll believe it anyway. And um, just like with Charleston White, Charleston White said that I was on Talib Kweli's Instagram, and he speaks out like about different stuff that he believes in. He was talking about Charleston White and how he like great white women, and how he grew up with that and X, Y, and Z, and he had like the audio playing on one slide, and then on the next slide he had the actual words typed out, from Charleston White, and you had people in the comments, because niggas identify with Charleston White, like niggas identify with a certain type of guy, like niggas identify with Boosie. It doesn't matter what these people do, they'll twist everything to fit, So people were in the comments saying he was playing, he wasn't telling the truth, he was lying, he was doing it on purpose to get people's attention.
You said when he was talking about dating white women?
Yeah, about raping white women. The people in the comments were saying that he was playing, he wasn't serious, he was only doing that to get traction. And Kanye West, under like a audio preview thing recently, he like wore a black KKK hood like hat thingy, like covering his face with the eyes poked out and the pointy top. And Talib Kweli was speaking out about that, and then the people in comments were saying, "You don't know, he's a genius. He's doing that for a reason. He's taking the power back from the KKK, and that's why he made it the hat black instead of white." Like people will twist and turn in whatever they want to force it to be right for
Didn't
them.
Talib get deported?
Who?
Didn't he get deported?
Who?
Talib. Or was that Mos Def?
No.
One of them niggas got deported.
That was
Mos Def got deported?
He came back though, yeah. He got deported. I think he came back recently for like a performance.
Okay.
I want to say he was here.
Mighty Mos.
Yeah, so people, niggas are fight to the death to believe foolishness.
But do you think most niggas really support Charleston White?
Well, niggas don't support anybody. Niggas don't actually, only a certain type of person niggas will support. Niggas will support Beyonce, and support meaning spend thousands of dollars on tickets and merch and actually buy their albums. Like people like Nicki Minaj, like those crazy people will like buy and actually spend money with. Only a certain type of person people actually support, and support meaning spend their money, go to these shows. That to me is support. Black people say stuff to support, but that support is only giving their validation online. And that for a lot of niggas is their way of supporting, agreeing with you online. That's it. That's not really support. That's just agreeing with somebody.
That's a good point.
So I think when you talk about things like the COVID stuff, I don't know if I could say that on here, but that the panorama, Like when you talk about stuff like that, where the panorama was going on, and you had like certain black people that was like, yeah. So look, this is what's happening. This is what like the scientists are saying that it's going to cause X, Y, and Z in the future. Boom, boom, boom. And you had the majority of black people like chastising them to go with what they're going with, which is to get the bacteria inside their body and children and all of that. And they were calling them stupid. You're the reason why people are dying. You have old. I mean, they were just going. And then you flip the next year, you actually had Fauci and all these people coming out saying, well, yeah, it turns out that the death numbers were fluctuated. And it turns out that it causes heart attacks and such age groups and X, Y, and Z, and you still have those same niggas like saying, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Now, they were just believing it from Fauci and those people during the panorama, and after the panorama, those people switched up. Well, Fauci and those people switched up, and those people still said, no, they're lying. There's a greater picture. There's a greater picture for it all. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, niggas will certain things they'll believe. Like I said, gossip, petty stuff. Your Charleston Whites, your Blue Seas, real stuff that people and stuff that doesn't matter in real life. These people don't matter. But with stuff that actually matters, niggas don't believe. They believe whatever the white man say. That's it. A nigga could say something to a bunch of black folks, they'll laugh, they'll say lying. The white man come to them, say the exact same thing verbatim, and niggas will be like, wow, that's a genius right there.
Man, and you know what?
Wow.
You know what? That's a perfect point. And that's why I stopped watching The Breakfast Club. Because when Dane went on The Breakfast Club and was telling niggas, get it together, you can do this shit, stop doing this shit, stop doing. DJ Envy scamming ass was on that bitch talking about, oh, everybody can't do it. But you doing it, so why if you can do it, why everybody else can't do it? I'd rather motherfucker tell me you can do anything than to tell me no, you can't. But then a couple of weeks later, Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's like an internet entrepreneur dude. He was getting a lot of hype for a little while. He kind of faded out. But he comes on there and says the same shit. Talking about hustling baseball cards and mugs. And Dane was talking about his son got a cookie business and his daughter had something else. He's just like, start. And he was like, oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, that's amazing. That's great. Oh, wow. And I like Gary Vaynerchuk. Don't get me wrong. I fuck with Dane too. But it's just like how you said, how niggas respond to the same message depending on who's giving them the message, right? Yes, I agree with you on that.
That's exactly. And envy envy is like he does not have the mental fortitude to handle a platform that big. He just doesn't. They need a third person to balance that out, because if you just have who is righteous ratchet, so he says, but he does have a little bit more mental capacity and knowledge to actually say something that is thought-provoking and correct. Envy, he knows music, nigga. He knows DJing. He's not this bright. I mean, for crying out loud, he claimed he didn't know the second big pun was a thief.
Yeah.
I mean,
he knew that shit. DJ Envy,
so
you didn't was getting concentrated because didn't he get like when there's some chick was talking about she's gonna peg him or do something crazy to him. He's like, oh, it was jokes. It was just jokes. I was trying to see what she was saying. Some weird shit like
right.
Yeah, it was like, bro, if you got caught up and she exposed, just admit she exposed you.
Fact.
Move on.
Fact. Envy is weak. Envy, he shouldn't be there. He's only there because the three of them had it so long. If it was him just by himself, he wouldn't last long. They'll just have him being on another show that's not visually recorded. It's just audio. But he's not a good. He's
He's trying to go to war with his damn guests and shit. But that's crazy.
Bro, he was like some other person. He was like huffing and puffing with, and ready to blow the house down. What is it? Something in Marrow? Beavis and Marrow?
Oh yeah. I know them niggas. They got a show or something. Yeah, he was
That episode, he was like, nigga, like he really be extra. He really be extra, and he be for no reason. He was extra with the lawyer girl with the whole bus. Would you date a bus guy person? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that going on. Yeah.
Like he was crazy with her. He wouldn't let her talk. He kept cutting her off. He had an attitude. He talked about he the voice of the people. Whether you disagree with her or not, she's a guest
Not the
on your
voice of the
show.
motherfucking people.
But this nigga said, I'm the voice of the people. I'm representing the people. But then just the other week, this nigga was talking bad about the working class.
Yeah.
You
So
know
he's
what I'm saying?
scamming the fucking working class.
Bro, he's a joke. He's legit scamming the working class, and I believe that he's going to get like in trouble with the whole scammer stuff. I believe. I mean, I don't wish bad upon anybody because, I mean, I'm not bothered by it. I didn't get scammed or no one that I know, so I'm perfectly fine. But it looks like how could you not know? He would have to pay some people off in New York, which is a thing up here. A lot of people do get paid off to, you know. Same thing with the Diddy stuff. You know, news came out that NYPD is drumming up stuff, and legit the next day NYPD came out and shut it down. Like, look, niggas get paid off up here heavy. And I say niggas, I'm talking about everybody. The Jew people, you know, they pay off the TLC companies to shut off like taxi drivers from buying TLC plates.
Really?
So that those drivers would, so that those drivers would have to rent cars from them, and they own all of the car rental places, and they literally charge $500 and $700 a week to rent a car just so you could be like a taxi driver or Uber driver, because the TLC with Taxi Limousine Commission, they won't sell the plates needed for those drivers for their own cars that they have. So you need those plates in order to drive, so you have to rent their cars. Really sick up here.
We need to dive a little deeper in that. All right, man. I appreciate you coming through. Shout out to Man Up. But it is about that time. It is to wind it down. But if you do have some time, I'd like to continue this conversation in the Discord, because now that just piqued my interest about them, those, and they doing the finagling. So definitely like to.
What's up? About their land being slumlords. Like I sent the thing in the Discord
that was crazy.
About the building collapsing, and that was owned by them. Yeah. So yeah, I'll hop in there though.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kim. Well, I definitely appreciate the call.
Great chatting with you, my brother.
Yes, sir. I definitely appreciate the conversation, Mr. Ken. I'll talk to you shortly, but you have a good evening, sir.
You as well. And when you call me Mr. Ken, it sounds so funny to me. Well, no one calls me Mr. Ken. It's okay.
I mean, I have a habit. It's just I try to refer to everybody respectfully, ma'am, sir, Mr., Mrs., and all that good stuff when I can. When I'm not in a completely off the wall mindset, but I do try to be a gentleman as much as I can.
That's so Southerner of you.
Yeah.
Such a Southerner.
To the core.
Mr. Honcho. That's your new name. All right, bro. Oh,
That was a bit. I appreciate the call, man.
stupid.
All right.
Thank you, man.
That's cool. Shout out to Ken. So it is about the time. I know I ain't been on the thing much. I've been over here looking crazy, hugging, sweating, face all sweaty, nose runny. I don't know what happened to me this morning. I think I ate something bad. I was too waterlogged. Like I'm gonna tell y'all in the Discord because yeah, it's just TMI. It's that TMI, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I thank y'all for being a part of this conversation. I thank y'all for being who you are. When you come to the den, you don't have to agree. You don't have to, fall in line. Everybody's opinions, everybody's individualism is embraced here. Be yourself. Be all you can be in the den. I guess that's how that goes. We'll be rocking tomorrow. We'll rock tomorrow. And we'll rock tomorrow and Friday. And we'll see how things go. But let's go slide in the Discord. Let me drop the link in here. I want to talk a little bit more about they and them. Y'all know how that goes. And again, I appreciate all of you. Let me do this. I guess that's the least I could do. It's like a damn podcast, just sitting here listening to shit. Oh, big changes, more coming soon. I can't wait. It'll be great. Can't wait to share all that with y'all, lovely people. Do 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 do. No, let's do this. And we are blickety. All right. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Again, it has been my honor, my privilege, but more than anything, it has been my pleasure to get to chop it up with all you wonderful people. I thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, and you decided to kick it in the den tonight. And so for that, I am grateful.
That's too much sauce.
I have an intro. So I don't know what the settings is. They might have it on yours. You have to look. 'Cause in the Discord now, there's like a you can have a sound when you pop into the Discord. So like a little sound that plays anytime you enter. So definitely big changes, not big transitions. But yeah. So with that being said, man, I thank y'all for being. I thank y'all. All y'all have been around with this ride for a long time. But like I said, we're gonna do some things. It's just time to turn the knob up just a little bit. Coming real soon. Probably the den, because the den is the things I want to do with the den are almost ready. But I feel like I should just wait because I'm doing some things with the sauce as well. That's a couple of things I'm waiting on for the den. But with that being said, I thank y'all for being y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Again, like I said, it has been my honor, my privilege, but more than anything, my pleasure. And excuse me, catch me in the Discord. I'm in that thing. Oh, I gotta put the link in here. Right? That's why I came in here. Right? Do 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 do. Edit that. Like, all right, so drop this in. No, out. That's terrible. All right, so drop the linkity link. I got that here. Turn the Discord volume up. Terrible. Hold on, real quick. We'll sign out with the Discord volume. What you got? Y'all link to this. Y'all got the link to the Discord. Y'all ain't got no excuses.
Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
You heard it, man. What y'all ain't about that life. We're gonna get like Boosie up in here. We're gonna turn it up for real. But now with that being said, I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. And until mañana. Adios. Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. Slide in the disco, man. Let's chop it up. All right. We out. Adios. Bye. Peace. All that good stuff. Appreciate all.